So you're here for some sparrow flying tips and tricks. If you don't already know what sparrow flying is, I recommend you check out my other tutorials, as they will help teach you everything you need to know to learn how to sparrow fly. For this video, I plan to show a couple of cool tips and tricks I failed to mention in my previous video, so without further ado, let's hop right into it. The first trick for today is jump resetting. While you're sparrow climbing, if you hop off your sparrow at the proper time, you can actually land on top of your sparrow, which resets your jump. This is awesome for a few reasons, the primary one being that you can get to higher places more quickly. Furthermore, you can actually activate abilities like dodges, or even abilities that require sprinting, like shoulder charging, and linear actuators on dune marchers, even while you're in the air. Here is the freeze frame of the general timing for when I hop off my sparrow. I also find that turning my camera a little to the left helps in most cases, and I tend to hold my left analog stick to the right as I'm hopping off of my sparrow to slow my sparrow down and give me a clean surface to land on. The second trick for today will help you get a better start when slipstreaming. If you find yourself plummeting to your death immediately, try tilting back a little bit more at the start before transitioning into a diagonal roll. This will help you maintain or even get more height, and even allow you to infinite slipstream. Here's a freeze frame of about how far I generally tilt back before I go into my diagonal roll. Trick number 3 will help you control the direction of your flight. If you didn't already know, you can actually use your camera to help direct the way your sparrow is flying. If you want to go to the left, try aiming your camera slightly to the left, and vice versa for the right. As you can see in this clip, I move my camera a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right as I'm trying to aim to land near the spawn point of the cistern. However, one thing you need to be careful of when moving your camera is moving it too far, as it can sometimes cause your sparrow to flip uncontrollably. So be sure to play around and find the optimal distance that you can move your camera without losing complete control of your sparrow. Trick number 4 is for those of you on PC or those of you with old gen consoles. If you didn't know, FPS actually affects how gravity interacts with your Guardian. Here are two slipstreams, one at 30 FPS and the other at 60. Although you may not be able to explicitly see it, the gravity actually affects me less on the lower frame rate. So, if you find yourself struggling to chain slipstreams together, try turning down your FPS or switching over to an old gen console. Furthermore, if you want to see a more detailed video on how FPS affects gravity, I recommend you check out Gunnerhawk's video on the topic. A link to that video will be in the description down below. The final tip for this video will just be me showing you how to get to a great spot for sparrow flying. If you want to practice in the same area as I am in this video, start by heading over to Nessus and go to the cistern. Once you spawn, you're going to want to head over to this platform with the Vex lift. There are a few invisible barriers in this area, so feel free to go around or come from above if needed. In order to get to the sparrow flying spot, you're going to want to jump into the lift and immediately summon your sparrow. If you are too slow, you will fall to your death, so try to be quick. Once you've summoned your sparrow, immediately begin rolling and press LB like you're slipstreaming to launch yourself out of the cannon's trajectory and send yourself soaring into the air. Then, continue to chain dodges like so in order to get yourself up into the great place to sparrow fly. Here's the clip again with the freeze frame of the first dodge, so hopefully the timing makes a little bit more sense. Overall, this concludes all the tips and tricks for sparrow flying I felt I missed in my other two tutorials. Hopefully this video was helpful for you, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and have fun out there sparrow flying.